Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Much better, much better. Absolutely. Not as bulky and blocky. It still is pretty bulky, though, and I think there's a couple of things that we can do to rectify that. So basically, my suggestion would be this, is just really close this down. Just bring these pieces together and, try to shape that thing about like that or so. You may even want to change the angle of that a little bit. I don't know, just work with this. So, because right now the negative space is basically, it's pointing away from your work. Okay, so let me just show you something. As we open the work, let me just go, okay, we open the work. Now, it's really difficult for the viewer because you have these arrows, these negative space arrows pointing away from your work, kind of radiating away from the work. Now, the rings and the location, the words, the text. So as these kind of make the eye, force the eye away from what's going on, we lose a lot of pertinent information. I think a workaround here would be to just really reduce the space between these, get these much, much closer together, and just work on this. Get rid of the rings altogether and just work on the mark itself. You may even bring these triangles down here, starting from here, bring these in, bring these in, bring that in, and really close down these negative spaces so we don't get this kind of radiating arrows that are directing the eye away from the rings in the text. Okay, as far as the assembly and the general mechanics of the logo goes, I'd like you to shape it something like this. Okay, there's your mark. That's the blue part. All right, think about adding some color to your mark. Right now it's very, very, very monochromatic. There's your mark, there's your Colorado, there's your rings. So in other words, take your rings. Colorado 2022, I would take the rings and just move them right down there. Okay, and then by pulling these together, you're gonna rectify that issue of just like opening this page and seeing these white spaces that are kind of leading the eye away from the work. Okay, once that's done, you can start assembling it. Now listen, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I really don't. I don't mean to be discouraging, but I just want to be honest and say, in my take on the work as a professional designer and somebody who's been watching 14 or 15 students work on this project week after week after week now, honestly, Jonathan, I don't think there's enough here. I just don't think that you're as well developed as you can. Just notice an inconsistency. Here's your logo. Okay, this is different. There's no rings in there. Okay, so you're really, really sacrificing and you're sacrificing the integrity of your branding by pulling these apart. Now, this can be done, but I just wouldn't do it now. I would do it later on in some of the minor pieces, but your logo is your logo. Once your logo is assembled, keep it assembled and use it to solidify your branding. Okay? Right now, it just kind of looks like you're throwing things against the wall to hopefully see if things stick. Okay? So the other thing I want to mention is once you get the logo down, I want to bring you over here, and this is Week 7, Phase 4 final presentation begin. And there's these two examples are just fabulous. Let's take a look at this Beirut. And I just want to show you some of the placement shots and some of the other shots that are placement shots that are really, really making this thing something amazing. Okay, there's Beirut. There's the opening page. Okay, and then we see our inspiration for logo, telling us how the logo was developed, how we got from this inspiration to this symbol. Okay, and then the placement shots are what I really want you to start looking at. Okay, there's the logo and what looks like a bus shelter. I'm not real sure. I'm not crazy about these. So let's just... Okay, tickets. Tickets are really super well developed. The pictograms. Take a look at the pictograms. Look at the consistency of the tickets themselves. Okay, more placement shots. I want to, you know what? Now I look at this. There's a better example, and I'm going to show you right now. Sorry about that, but here's a really good example of some placement shots. let's go back to the beginning of that. And this is Santiago 2018. And there's the logo, all your background information, presentation form. That's all the research that you've been doing throughout the weeks. Then here's your color studies, more color studies. Then we really start to get to the logo development, the symbol itself, logo presentation. Here are some other variations that didn't make the cut. This designer is just showing some of the other possibilities that were looked at. Okay, now look at the placement shots. Now this is really good stuff. So we can see, these are the banners for some of the different events. And this is a poster that this designer had created for the hockey, for kind of like a history of Olympic hockey. Then over here, you've got the pictograms full blown. Then over here, you've got the website, both the mobile versions and more website. Then you have the wayfinding banners, and just note the gorgeous. Now, this is what I was talking about. Now, note the logo here has been reassembled in a different way. However, it's not sacrificing the branding because these are not major pieces. These would be considered minor pieces. And there's your logo right there intact. And then we can see, and there's other areas where that logo can't be presented like that, but kind of has to be presented in different areas, just like on the hockey boards and the other placement shots. But I want you to pay attention to that and take a good close look at how that designer assembled the tickets and other collateral pieces to go along with the program. All right? Any questions, give me a holler. Good job. Thank you.